All right, so 0 to 90 degrees, I know I'm in quadrant 1. Okay, I'm in quadrant 1. I know that B is between 0 and 1. And we have this angle is equal to, now remember, cosine is just a ratio of two sides of a right triangle. And so when you don't see a number on the bottom or anything on the bottom, you're going to put a 1 on the bottom. So we're going to start here. We're going to go straight out. We know it's in quadrant 1. And then we're going to come straight back down. So here is my angle, and this is angle A. Now, angle A is going to be the cosine. It's going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, so B over 1. And at the very end, I know I need to figure out what the cosine of 2A is. And even if you don't know what that whole double angle formula is, it gives it to us. So I glanced down below because I surely didn't remember that from last year. I'm like, okay, I'm going to need to know the cosine. I know the cosine, it's B over 1. And I'm going to need to know the sine. Now the sine is what ratio? It is opposite over, do I know opposite yet? And this is where it's going to relate back to number 60. How in a right triangle can I figure out the side? A squared, we're going to call this A, plus, and I'm going to put a question mark squared, that's going to be this part right here, I'm going to put a question mark, equals 1 squared. A squared plus B squared equals this. So now I have B squared plus, I don't know what this is, equals 1, because 1 squared is 1, and so I'm going to subtract the B squared to the opposite side. I'm going to subtract it to the opposite side, and then I have to take the square root. So this length is equal to the square root of 1 minus B squared. And now I'm simply going to do this. So what is the cosine of the angle that I'm going after? That's what I'm trying to find. See how this A is the same as theta? So what am I trying to do? Sorry, is theta? So I need to know what is the cosine. The cosine is B, and I'm supposed to take B and square it. So this is B squared. Done. And then I'm supposed to subtract the sine. Well, the sine is the square root of 1 minus B squared, but then I'm supposed to square that whole thing. Guess what happens to the square root and the square? They are going to be eliminated, right? They're going to simplify to 1. So I have B squared minus 1 minus B squared. And this negative sign has to distribute to both things inside. So B squared minus 1 and two negatives make a positive. So I have two groups of B squared minus 1. And we're done.